4th of July is a week and a half away, and now that Peyton's graduation party is over, I've been busy making 4th of July decor. How cute is this bow? So I was a little rusty getting back into sewing after a long hiatus, but my mom helped me a ton and we made a lot of cute bows for her party, and I knew after doing that I needed to make some for 4th of July. So let me show you how to do it. I fumbled my way through this. I'm no expert sewer by any means. So if you have different ways you want to do this, please, by all means, feel free to try it a different way.
Starting with the body of the bow, I folded that in half with the outsides touching, and then laid the interfacing on top. Then I stitched down both sides of that piece with that center opened and turned the right sides out. I used a tool to make sure that I got the corners as turned out as possible. Next, I used the hot iron to fuse the interfacing to the fabric and to smooth the fabric down. For the tails, right sides together, interfacing on top. Then I cut the tails at an angle, and I'm showing here I'm going to stitch that all the way around. I've done the 3 sides here, and I've left it open in the center so I can flip that right sides out. This is the step I forgot last time, so I'm cutting the corners at an angle above the stitching and then cutting the sides above the stitching as well. This will help when I turn everything right side out for everything to lay smoothly, including making it easier to turn out the corners. So I'm using this pokey tool and making sure to take the time to get those corners as crisp as I can. Then I took it back to the ironing board and flattened that out and fused that interfacing to the fabric. I tucked that open area in and ironed it. So here I messed up and fan folded it first before realizing I hadn't cut the wire. So then I cut the wire, wrapped that around, and did the same thing for the bow portion. Then I'm going to use one more piece of wire to hold both of these together. Then off camera, I sewed the center of the bow together here and laid it flat with a seam in the middle so I could iron that straight. I'm going to use hot glue to hold that all together, covering up the wire in the center, and there it's all done.